everybody, JC here from Toy News International. So today I'm coming at you with one last countdown to San Diego Comic-Con video. Tomorrow is the big day, starting with preview night, which will start tomorrow afternoon/evening. If you're on the East Coast, it'll be later in the night, but on the West Coast, it'll be late afternoon. And definitely hoping to see some exciting things. But before we get to tomorrow, there are some news tidbits that came out over the past 24 hours that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, most of this is kind of like leaked stuff, not official, so I am missing some details on some of these things, so bear with me. But first of all, before we get to any of that, I did want to touch upon something I talked about yesterday, and that's the 12-inch Marvel Legends Black Panther movie figure that Hasbro announced at D23 this past weekend. So late yesterday, Hasbro released official details and a new image showing the unmasked head that's going to come with the figure. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you didn't see it over on MarvelousNews.com. Now, this figure, again, is going to be out in February and is going to cost $50. Now, I gotta say that this unmasked head sculpt, it doesn't look too bad, but maybe needs a little bit of tweaking. It's hard to tell if it's just the photo itself or if maybe they do need to do a little tweaking, because it doesn't look 100% like the actor, in my opinion. So I don't know, but you know, overall the figure itself I think looks pretty good, and if you're a fan of 12-inch, then I think you'll definitely be interested in checking that one out. Okay, now other news tidbits. We got some in-hand images for the new DC Comics Multiverse 6-inch Justice League movie figures via eBay, so they're starting to show up on eBay. I'm not sure if they've actually started to hit someplace here in the United States, or if this eBay person got them from somewhere else overseas or something. If not, they should definitely be out by next month. That's when Mattel had told me they would be released, is early August. So you know, you might start seeing them show up early, obviously, but if not, then by August we should see them. But anyway, these new in-hand images, they give us a better look at the actual figures, and I think these actually, you know, keeping in mind these are $20 figures, these aren't like $80 SH figure arts. I think they actually don't look too bad. I mean, they do incorporate the same kind of articulation that we see with all the multiverse, which could use a little tweaking in my opinion. But the figures themselves, I actually think look pretty good. I like the Flash figure, and I'm actually kind of digging this new Batman outfit that he's wearing, even though I'm not sure I like the goggles that they have him wearing. Now, the big thing about this, though, is we have now confirmation of what the Collect and Connect figure is. It is Steppenwolf. I had mentioned that in a video last week where I was pretty sure that's what the Collect and Connect was going to be, but now it's confirmed. You can see it on the back of the picture, or the back of the packaging for these figures, that he is the Collect and Connect for this wave. Now, I'm sure these figures will be on hand at Comic-Con, so we'll probably get even better looks at them there. Now, the big news, and again, this comes from a leak via Hong Kong Facebook page, is the reveal. I talked about yesterday. I said yesterday it was strange that Hasbro wasn't doing a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for the new Star Wars Last Jedi movie. They'd done an exclusive figure for each of the previous movies with Force Awakens and Rogue One, and so I thought it was really weird that we hadn't heard anything about a Last Jedi exclusive. But being that, you know, we were basically just days away from Comic-Con, I really didn't think Hasbro would wait this late to announce it, and they still have it. So this is not 100% confirmed, but based on these images, it looks like we're going to be getting a 2-pack featuring Old Man Luke Skywalker from I don't know if you want to call these Last Jedi or Force Awakens. This is basically the outfits that they were wearing at the end of Force Awakens, both Luke and the Rey figure. But I'm guessing they're also wearing these clothes when the new movie opens. So like I said, you could count it as Force Awakens or Last Jedi, however you want. But the Luke Skywalker figure looks really good. He's got the robot hand. He's got a hood, which I'm hoping you can take off, or maybe we'll have an alternate head without the hood. It doesn't look like he has a lightsaber. Of course, you know, at least in Force Awakens, we didn't see him with a lightsaber. So, and then Rey, this is the version of Rey that, you know, at the end of the outfit she was wearing in the movie. And so, you know, it looks like they got the color scheme pretty right with this. And she does have the lightsaber, Luke's lightsaber, and her staff that she's always carrying, plus the blaster that Han Solo had given her. And hopefully she'll have a holster that she can hold it in the back. Now, again, I don't know if this is the outfit she wears when the movie opens, the new movie or not. It's definitely the outfit that she was wearing at the end of the last movie. Now, like I said, it looks like this is going to be a Comic-Con exclusive, even though, you know, we're basically a day away and Hasbro still hasn't officially announced it. That may come later today or probably tomorrow. At which point I'll be on an airplane flying to San Diego, but definitely that's what this is looking like. It's a 2-pack. I don't know if it's going to have any fancier packaging than what we're seeing. You know, there could be maybe an outer box that, you know, Hasbro's usually goes pretty out with their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive packaging, and that's usually the main thing that differentiates these figures from their regular releases. I'm sure both of these figures will see a regular release in the line, probably be released on Force Friday, but again, this particular version I believe is going to be sold at Comic-Con. Don't know the price. I'm guessing probably in the $40 price range, and maybe between 40 and 50, and you know, will obviously be available at the Hasbro booth, and then I'm guessing also we'll have a limited number available at Hasbro Toy Shop sometime after the convention. In other news, Hot Toys had another teaser. They gave us a teaser image for their Thor Ragnarok Thor figure, Gladiator Thor figure. You know, they had teased that they were doing Thor figures, which, you know, big surprise. And obviously, you know, no surprise that they're doing Thor. I'm sure a Hulk figure will be coming as well. McFarlane Toys, they debuted their new Star Trek 7-inch figures. They announced these a couple months ago that they'd be doing these, and so now we're getting a look at the Captain Picard and Captain Kirk. Kirk is from the original series. It's based on William Shatner from the original series, and then Picard is based on his appearance in the Next Generation TV series. Looks like season 2 or season 2, I think, yeah, because season 1 they had the zippers in the front, and then I think it was season 2 they started wearing the zippers in the back. Maybe it was season 3, I forget, but I think it was season 2. Anyway, these figures are part of the McFarlane Color Tops line. I don't expect them to have a whole lot of articulation. The description just said, you know, a couple points of articulation, and then they'll have accessories, you know, basically from the TV episodes, so phasers and communicators and things like that. These figures will be on hand at Comic-Con, so we'll get better looks at them. I got to be honest, based on these images, I'm not terribly impressed. I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot of articulation, but even detail-wise, these don't really look like, you know, super detailed figures that I would kind of come to expect from McFarlane. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can only get so detailed, but like I said, I'm really not super impressed, at least based on these images. Maybe they'll look better in person when I see them at Comic-Con this coming weekend. I don't have a release date, but they are expected to be out sometime, I think, early next year. And then after these two figures, they're going to be doing figures based on the new Star Trek Discovery series that's going to air on the CBS All Access channel. Okay, so that wraps it up for our news tidbits leading up to Comic-Con. No announcements as of yet from DC Collectibles. I've mentioned before, a lot of times they'll show stuff off, new stuff that they're going to have on hand before the actual show begins. That could still come early tomorrow, or maybe not. They did release solicitations for February, and not a whole lot in the way of action figures, a couple Bombshell and a new Flash TV series figure, which I'm thinking maybe it's just the one that they had in the box set they recently released that they're now doing on single card, but doesn't even look like it has the alternate unmasked head. So I don't know, not terribly excited for that stuff, but hopefully they will have some good stuff on hand at Comic-Con, so keeping my fingers crossed for that. You have my badge. I've got my badge in hand. This is actually the first year where they've mailed it out to you early. Usually you have to you pick it up the day of, but that's at least one less line that I won't have to stand in. So I've got my magic badge, my super special press badge, and we'll be ready to cover things starting tomorrow afternoon/evening. So I hope you guys tune in. Like I've said before, please bookmark the websites. My plan is I've got it set up where I'm going to start uploading images directly, like preview images that I can directly upload to the site without having to pull up the laptop and everything. So I'm going to get those images, assuming I have Wi-Fi or cellular signal of some type, and that can be iffy sometimes. But my plan is to get like images of stuff up immediately as soon as I get in there, and I'll have make a post on the website with a link to the gallery where I'll upload those images, and then later I'll take better images with the DSL camera and do individual postings per company and everything. So that's my plan on each of the sites. So Marvel Legends will be on Marvelous News, Black Series Star Wars will be on Jedi Insider, Transformer, you get the idea. So be sure to bookmark all the websites for immediate coverage, and then timing permit, and again Wi-Fi or depending on how good of a signal I have. Videos can be hard to get uploaded on in a hotel Wi-Fi or especially the convention Wi-Fi. So I will try and get videos up as much as I can, but definitely for up to the minute coverage, keep it to the websites. So, and if you're attending Comic-Con yourself and you happen to see me, please feel free to stop by and say hi. I'd love to see you. Now, keep in mind, I probably will be running around like a madman, like a chicken with his head cut off, going from one booth or one company to the other, trying to get coverage to get uploaded for you guys. But again, if you do happen to catch me, and feel free to say hi. I'd love to meet you. All right, guys, so that's it. I'll be getting on a plane early tomorrow morning. Look during the day for my review of the new Dragon Star figures, the Dragon Ball figures from Bandai America that were just released, the 6.5-inch ones. That review should be going live tomorrow during the day, and then check back to the sites tomorrow evening, night for beginning of our complete coverage of the big San Diego Comic-Con event. And please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. It's a good way to keep in touch with me. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.